So PETA has been talking shit again, and this time they're attacking James Charles. I swear James Charles has become the punching bag of the internet. This guy can't catch a break. Remember not too long ago it was H3H3 who were shitting on him for his pastel shirts that apparently he's stealing from them because they own pastel shirts apparently. But now this time it's because he bought a dog. Yeah, that's the big controversy. James Charles bought a dog instead of adopting a dog, and PETA are all up in arms because you should never buy a dog, because if a dog is for sale, don't buy it, let it die. Let me show you some other arguments on Twitter here. Recently, influencer James Charles supported the cruel breeding industry by buying a puppy instead of adopting. Listen, I agree that adopting is probably better, but just because you are buying it doesn't mean you're doing something immoral. I mean, are people who are not adopting children, people who are having their own biological children, are they doing something immoral by not adopting? No. I understand if you buy a dog and then you just give it up after. That's pretty terrible. I think when you buy a dog, you should keep it for good, or at least give it to someone who will treat the dog well. But this is pretty ridiculous. Next picture. Immediately after buying the puppy, he exploited the dog for photos and videos. Does this dog look exploited? It's normal when you buy a new dog to show off your dog on social media. There's nothing wrong with it. James Charles did not buy this dog just for the clout. Jesus Christ. He has already enough of a following. Why can't this dude, like anyone else, buy a dog, have a bond with a dog, and be happy with the dog? What's wrong with it? Ridiculous. Same thing here. They're not props for social media. It's fine to just show your dog. Jesus Christ. Don't you show pictures and videos of abused animals for your own propaganda effort? It is pretty hypocritical that you tell people not to show their dogs on social media when you do the exact same thing. And I think one of the reasons why PETA is not taken seriously is because they're very radical. They're very black or white. Just look at this statement here. There's no such thing as a responsible breeder. I bought my dogs from local families that were breeding their dog. Is that bad? I mean, they weren't engaged like that. Those are puppy mills. There's a difference. Plus, even if those dogs come from puppy mills, what do we do with these dogs? We are certainly not going to give them to you because apparently some of your employees are very willing and enthusiastic about euthanizing dogs pretty quickly. And I think the proper way to fight animal cruelty in terms of breeding, bad breeders, and puppy mills is through the government. You have to lobby the government so that laws will be made and enforcement will be taken care of by official authorities. It does nothing to shame James Charles on social media because you're angry at terrible breeders. How do you know he bought his dog from a terrible breeder? Oh yeah, of course, all breeders are bad. All breeders are bad. You absolutely have to adopt or else it's a terrible thing. And from them saying that all breeders are bad, what you are doing is making it harder to fight against actual bad breeders because everyone is equally bad. You can't point out which breeder is actually bad because you cheapen the concept of bad breeders generally. You have no point of reference if everyone is bad. It's like saying, oh, everyone's beautiful. Well, how do you know? You have to compare it to someone who's ugly to know that someone's beautiful. So if we actually want to close down bad breeders, we have to know which breeders are good and why. And let me show you a few instances of PETA actually being terrible for animals. Check this shit out. PETA employee took a girl's chihuahua who was not attended and not leashed. The dog's name was Maya. Supposed to be a Christmas present for a 9-year-old child. They took the dog and put her down illegally in the same day. The law required that a 5-day grace period be given. But yeah, if you like dogs so much, why are you taking them and then just killing them immediately? I understand that putting down dogs is oftentimes humane. That's the reason why everyone at some point, if they have an old dog, puts the dog down instead of letting the dog die of natural causes because they're suffering. That is normal. I don't think that PETA should get shat on simply because they euthanize dogs because some dogs are suffering and it's the humane thing to do to put them down. But I will shit on them for being really quick to euthanize dogs, like that story. And that is the general criticism of PETA, that they euthanize dogs quickly. Again, there's a difference between a moral euthanization of a dog and an immoral euthanization. Here's another example of PETA putting down dogs way too early. Check this out. Now, just a caveat here, to be fair, this is an older article, but this is something that they have done in the past. I don't know if they've changed or not, but it's still something to note. PETA have been criticized because they kill dogs in their shelters that don't get adopted. So if you kill a healthy dog just because no one wants the dog, that's pretty worthy of criticism, I think. This is extremely ironic considering that they say animals should not be killed for food, fur coats, or leather goods. You know, I would agree for fur coats and leather goods, don't kill animals for that, but for food, okay. I mean, I completely agree not to kill pigs because they're as smart as dogs, but not to kill fish and chickens. I mean, this is an organization that doesn't even want you to eat turkey on Thanksgiving. It's a fucking bird. Anyways, people need to stop shitting on James Charles. Adopt if you want to adopt, but it's okay if you want to buy a dog. Yes, adopting is better because you're rescuing. I hate that term, rescuing. Did you get into the burning house to rescue the... No. You are adopting a dog. Yes, that is better. There was also a story of 2 creepy employees who were throwing dogs in the garbage, or animals in the garbage, just dumping them like that. And there were dead animals in their van too. It's very weird. So these activists were picking up these animals from the vet and were telling the vets that they were going to try to get them adopted, but really they went there with the intention of getting them and euthanizing them. You see how weird it is? I mean, you're supposed to be for the welfare of animals. Why are you like lying about killing these animals? You're so fucking weird. Anyways, this is a weird radical activist organization. I don't support them. Really dislike animal abuse. I'm a dog lover, as you guys probably know. But yeah, they're fuck these guys. Subscribe, like and subscribe, or die. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, and get the fuck out of here.